Hi all, Robert J. E. Simpson here once again, and I thought it was about time I gave you another little vlog, seeing as it's been about a month since my last one. And what you're looking at right now is the look of a man suffering. Yes, apart from, the slightly dishevelled hair, you might not be able to tell from looking at me. Or you may have detected that, particularly when I scrunch my eyes up, that I am looking rather exhausted. Quite honestly, I am absolutely shattered. I have had the worst case of insomnia I've ever experienced, and it's been running probably since about Christmas. And it seems to be getting worse and worse. And I think what initially happened was that I had slightly shifted my sleep patterns. I mean, something I do every now and then anyway. I sit and I'm working on stuff. I'm working into the late hours, and then my body clock goes back a little bit. But this time it's been slightly different, in that it's actually really difficult for me to fall asleep at all. I'm having to force myself to do so, and often when I get to sleep, I'm only getting a couple of hours. Last night was a prime example of it. I had 2 hours sleep last night. I had to get up this morning for a meeting anyway, which is fine. I mean, these are good things. But today has been a real struggle. I went through the meeting, thankfully, with a friend, so it's not like I was having to meet a complete stranger. And she was very understanding of my inability to properly construct a sentence and a coherent argument, which is not what you want to have in a meeting environment. But today has been a sort of a real tipping point. I'm hoping, I mean, it's just gone, it's just a little bit after midnight as I record this. I'm hoping that I might be able to fall asleep within the next 40 minutes. But what has often been happening is I'm going to bed anywhere between 12 and 2, and then I'm awake and I can't sleep and I can't switch off. And my brain is just working and working and working away. And I'm finding that it's 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and I am still wide awake, and I'm having to force myself to go to bed and lie down. And eventually it kind of catches up with me, but I am feeling it this week. I went out today for a little bit just to go to the coast to get some air, to sort of change my scenery, and I could feel all day right in the back of the head, like a, how would I describe it? A bit like a tingle, but like I could feel my brain having to work just to kind of function. And that's not normal, and that's not good, and that's probably not very healthy. I mean, I'm very aware. I think I may have talked about this in the last vlog, but I've had a few health concerns over the last year or two. Not necessarily COVID, although I suspect now that they're all COVID connected. And it has. I'm aware that things like insomnia, not getting enough sleep, increases your risks of heart attack and things like that. And with our family history, I really don't want this to be something that befalls me in my early 40s. So, I'm just aware of that. I've also been reading up bits and pieces about how COVID may possibly be linked to, long COVID in particular, linked to insomnia as well. And the slight possibility that I had COVID very early on in the pandemic, without realizing it. So just slightly pre-pandemic, and I had it again. I certainly had it definitely at Christmas, although very, very light. But my sleep has been up the left since Christmas, so I'm wondering, is this COVID related? Quite possibly. But I'm starting to see it now. In the mornings I'm waking up and my eyes are dark. You can see the lines under them. Today I was ended up drifting off into micro sleeps. Just going around minding my business, suddenly zone completely out of consciousness for 30 seconds, couple of minutes, and then back in again. Now I was being driven around in a car, so it wasn't so bad, but it wasn't a nice situation to be in. It's been a real struggle to get through today, which is good because it obviously means I'm completely exhausted. My body is just kicking in. But like when I get home again, when I'm actually here, when I want to go to sleep, that's when it's not happening. And I think a lot of it is to do with my brain just not being able to switch off. I've had a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of stuff around work and income, all of which is as many of you will appreciate, has depleted significantly over the last little while. Stress around illness, around not being able to get away. And I think it's just building up and building up and building up. But then I'm seeing stuff, and when I am getting sleep, I'm having bad dreams. And the bad dreams started a while ago too. Thinking about unpleasant people and scenarios and situations and reliving things that I really would rather park and only deal with whenever I want to deal with them, not when my sleeping brain decides to deal with them. So it's a really, really strange thing. But I've had insomnia sort of periodically over my life. I have had points where I can't sleep, or I'm sitting up too late, or I've shifted my body clock by 8 hours. And I'm sleeping during the day. I mean, my first job was as a kitchen porter, and we wouldn't finish until 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'd be coming home, and it could easily be 4 before you unwind enough to go to bed, and so you're sort of lying in for that, longer than you normally would. Still the same amount of sleep, but you're getting up later in the day. So I've done stuff like this, but this is proper I cannot sleep. This is regularly 2 or 3 hours of sleep is all I'm getting in a night. And then when I do catch up, it's like I'll have a regular sleep, but it's just one night of regular sleep, and it's often at the wrong time. And then we're back into the same thing, and I'm thinking, I've tried the whole let's stay awake for 36 hours or 48 hours and reset the body clock to the point where I'm so exhausted I will fall asleep and get back into my rhythm, and that's not working. So if any of you out there has any really good ideas, has any wisdom on this, I would really appreciate it, because this is doing my head in. It's a real physical pain. It's not often I feel the parts of my brain, I can feel it right now, right at the back of my head. It's not often I feel these parts of my head stimulated in this way, or having to work in this way. And I'm not sure that it's what I should be doing. So it's just been a little bit difficult whilst I'm trying to do everything else. So this is just a very brief vlog to tell you that I have chronic insomnia. I can't sleep. I look like shit. I feel like shit increasingly. And to plead for help. Nice calming lotions and signs and switching off to music and everything else. I know getting rid of screens and stuff is also really good for helping your brain turn off. But it's just going on and going on and going on. And I don't know. Anyway, I'll vlog again pretty soon, and we'll try and talk about something else. So, until then, thank you.